In this video net interview at IBC 2011, I'm speaking with Nigel Walley, Managing Director at Decipher. Hello, Nigel.
Hello.
Obviously, the second screen is a real big theme for IBC this year, and we're hearing that there's a potential to use the second screen for new advertising inventory, maybe even synchronise it in real time against ad breaks on the main television. I mean, is that an interesting proposition for the advertising industry?
I think so. I think the advertising industry want to do anything clever and innovative that makes them look good, makes the brands look good. I think at the moment there is a lack of definition about what this opportunity is, because if you speak to three people, you get three different definitions of what a second screen opportunity could be. It has the potential to help and augment some of the traditional broadcasters. So ITV in the UK, Channel 4, they can expand and extend the impact of advertising on their TV channel, which is nice. It has the potential to be quite disruptive. So we've seen some technologies here where a program maker can build interactivity on a second screen around the broadcaster without any connection to them, or around the TV platform. So I think one of the really interesting things is whether this stuff could actually be quite disruptive to the current business models, as well as just extending the existing business models.
So I suppose the first question is, I mean, is it good new inventory that the advertising industry would be interested in? I presume it's interactive. We've heard that there's opportunities for it to be social as well, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, does it look like it would be of interest in terms of creatives and what you can do with it? And then, you know, can the broadcasters make it their inventory?
Yeah. Is it good inventory? It's an interesting question, because is it inventory at all? Is an interesting kind of question. It was very easy when the second screen opportunity was just VOD. So I either watch a program on live broadcast TV, or I watch it later on a laptop or a tablet through the player site. And actually what we were seeing there was just an increase of the same old inventory. It was a 30-second spot or a 60-second spot in front of a TV program. So in its outcome and its look and feel, it wasn't materially different to a broadcast spot. It was just in a different place. I think what we're seeing now is discussion of this synchronous inventory, the idea that I've got something very different happening on my second screen than is happening on the main screen. And the advertising opportunities may be very different. So it's probably not more inventory the same. It's new social, new data and new interactive opportunities. The question we're asking is who's going to capture those? Because it's not going to be the same advertising agencies who created the 30-second spot and bought the centre break, putting the stuff into this stuff. It may be the DM industry, the data industry, a completely different set of players who traditionally would have done stuff with mail or internet, moving money into TV. So for the TV industry, that's very exciting. The difficulty is working out who's going to capture the money, because the assumption always is the broadcaster who hosts the program is going to capture the money. Now, if all this new stuff happens on Facebook, happens on Twitter, happens on YouTube, it's not clear that the money is going to go to the people who generate the broadcast opportunity in the first place. So that's very interesting.
It's interesting who might sell that inventory as well, because obviously the broadcaster could, or potentially there's third parties who might sell it, and video ad networks might try and sell that space. I mean, if we were seeing more of the direct marketing industry involved, or ad agencies who specialise in that, do you think they would be less sympathetic to the broadcasters because they haven't got that long-standing relationship, and therefore the broadcasters would have less of a chance of capturing, you know, owning that inventory? I
think that will happen. The DM guys, they're used to buying off anyone, and if you speak to their agency clients, you know, they don't care who they buy off. They don't have long-standing relationships. They're not tied into year-long deals that are stitched up in smoky rooms between September and November. So the potential is this new money could go anywhere. Anyone who can capture the opportunity around the TV moment. So we're seeing new third-party companies pop up. So, you know, like in the States, Into Now, Get Glue, these companies who are setting up socially based ways of checking into a TV program, meeting a group of fellow viewers online, interacting around a program. Sometimes it's done in conjunction with the broadcaster. Sometimes it isn't. So I don't think the DM industry and the brand clients care. As long as there's a great opportunity that makes sense with a certain target audience and they can generate data back, then they're going to put the money onto it.
Okay, and what about the opportunity for display advertising around TV generally? I mean, I presume on the tablet you could have some display as well as in-video advertising. And we're seeing it in EPGs as well now, and NDS at this show was showing this 2-metre wall where basically you throw apps onto it, and you've got TV running in the middle. You can have very contextual-based promotions down the side. I mean, it looks like there's so many more places where you could advertise, but they're not necessarily video. I mean, is there a new big opportunity for display advertising around TV?
I think so. We've spent a large part of the last 12 months looking at the arrival of display advertising on TV EPGs, on web TV interfaces. what we're looking to see is the consumer response to this stuff. It's very possible to create clutter on a TV screen where there hasn't been clutter before. And clutter was kind of accepted on the web in early days. Whilst it's tidied up a bit now, people just accepted it because that's what the web did. And people are a bit unsure about finding it on a TV screen. So it really comes down to the nature of the advertiser that's there and how contextual it is to the environment it's sitting on. And in the tests we've seen so far, where the advert is very contextual to the content that you're looking at on the screen, then consumers find it, they consider it navigation. Where it's really not contextual at all, then it's advertising, it can be clutter.
Okay, and just finally, I mean, you've sort of made some comments recently about Google TV because there's a big fuss about them coming to Europe, and you're not that impressed with their potential to disrupt. I mean, just tell us very quickly why we shouldn't really worry about them.
The Google TV, and we're only really responding to the current iteration of Google TV. So we've had a US box brought to the UK, looked at within the context of the UK market. So it opens up, there's a big caveat there. Will the Google TV that we see launched in the UK look like the US one? Or will they learn from experience in the US where it hasn't been well received and rebuild? Is there a version 2, a significantly different version 2? If there isn't, our feeling with the current Google TV is that it falls between two stools. For the normal consumer, it's too complicated, both as an idea and as an execution. And for that small number of tech-literate consumers, it's not good enough. So it is neither one nor the other at the moment. And when you scrape the surface, you suddenly realise that their ability to monetize through Google TV is very limited. They have no technical or commercial way of interrupting anything that happens on a broadcast channel that you watch through Google TV. They have no technical or commercial way of getting into the advertising revenues that may sit on ITV Player if you watch it through Google TV. So all they're left with is search. And search doesn't migrate well from a task-based device like a laptop up onto TV. So you're left with any kind of search that may lead to a pay TV outcome, which is a tiny, tiny part of either the search market or a tiny, tiny part of the TV entertainment consumption market.
Okay. All right, well, we'll have to leave it there, but we can come back to that theme another day. And
yeah.
Thanks very much for your time.
No, pleasure.